Hey everybody, I'm Greg with the Fix My Bleak channel. Thanks so much for joining me today. So this is going to be a review video on the Jackery 1500 Explorer series right here. There's a link in the description where you can find this item along with the solar panels that go with this unit. So be sure and like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get to the video. Let's check this out. Alright, so those of you that already are subscribed to my channel or that come and watch it regularly, you know that I've been able to use this Jackery for most of the summer. I use it up at the cabin, I use it camping, and I've used it to build a lot of big projects like the pavilion and for a lot of power tools and stuff. So I've been able to really put it through the paces, and I'll be able to tell you what it's primarily going to be used for and what you probably don't want to use this Jackery unit for. Alright, when you order your Jackery Explorer 1500, get it all unboxed, you'll have these two items right here. So you got the main unit, and then you've got your unit full of your chargers and adapters right there. So notice the awesome display that this thing comes with. You've got your input adapters right here, you've got all your USB ports, you've got your AC ports right here, you've got your DC port right here, 12 volt, 10 amp. On the side here they give you like this little flashlight thing for finding your Jackery and getting hooked up to it. Alright, so look inside the case here that comes with the Jackery. You've got all these adapters. So these are for your solar panels. You can hook 2 panels to each of these and then they will plug in right here in the front of the Jackery. You've got your main power brick for your AC plug-in right there. This is for your DC plug-in. That's part of your AC plug-in for your brick. Alright, so next up we've got the Jackery SolarSaga 100 watt solar panels. I've just been picking these up one at a time to go with the Jackery unit here. So far I've only got 3 of these, and I've got kind of an off-market solar panel I've been using as well. You can check that link out. Anyway, so these are pretty cool. They've got little kickstands right here. You can set these up and point them at the sun. And also on the other side there's kickstands on each side. And then there's a little bag right here to keep your cabling in. Right there for the cabling. They've got a little USB-A and a little USB-C plug right here. And if you want to, you can plug in devices right here anytime, anywhere, as long as you've got some sunlight, and just charge those devices while you're charging your Jackery, or you don't even need to plug this into the Jackery if you just need devices charged or powered up. And then the other cool thing is they've got little magnets here that hold these panels together while you're transporting them. Just kind of snap them together and it keeps them nice and tidy. And then you can just find your location, pop them open, and prop them up. And that is your Jackery SolarSaga solar panel. So first off, there are different ways to charge the unit, and right here you'll notice the input on the Jackery. And you can go with 1 solar panel, 2 solar panels, up to 4 solar panels for this unit. You can also charge it off of a vehicle, or you can just plug it into an outlet to charge it. So 2 solar panels will take 9 hours to recharge like I've got here. If you get the full 4 solar panels, that will drop your recharge time down to around 4 or 4.5 hours to recharge this unit. If you choose to just plug it into a regular AC outlet like on a house, you can recharge this unit in 3 hours. The third option to recharge this unit is a car. You can plug it into a cigarette lighter and it will take 15.5 hours to recharge this unit. Alright, so currently the price for the Jackery 1500 Explorer is running about $1,600, and for the Jackery solar panel 100 watt, the SolarSaga, it's running about $299. There are links in the descriptions for the videos where you can find these items. Alright, so some of the specs for this Jackery Explorer 1500 include its 1500 watt hours of power for this unit. It also can produce up to 1800 watts of power, and it can surge up to 3600 watts of power. So what that means is some of your devices, say a power tool, maybe a chop saw would be a good example, When you hit the trigger for a chop saw, it might surge up to 3600 watts momentarily when you're cutting through like a beam or something, and then the power draw will drop off. It can handle that momentary surge, or like a sump pump or something, and then the power draw will drop back off. Another important spec that I wanted to point out is this unit is a lithium-ion battery, and it will last for approximately 500 cycles before you start having to look at maybe replacing the unit. So one consideration with the Jackery Explorer 1500 is they do use what's called these 8mm ports, the input ports, and they definitely have geared this to basically make it idiot proof, or in other words, they want you to buy their solar panels and not to have to think about what panels do I use and what cables do I use, and it's basically set up to a proprietary system, or to where you just buy their stuff and you know everything is going to work. Now I have had success with using some other solar panels with some specialized adapters and getting those to work, but this is basically the kit that if you don't want to have to think about it, you go buy the Jackery, you buy their solar panels, and it comes automatically with everything that you need. It's just going to work for you. Alright, so one thing worth mentioning with the Jackery is the display, which is amazing. It tells you how much of a charge it has left. It does tell you how much input it's got, how much output is going out. One thing also I want to point out, when you're using some of the power or drawing some power, you have to push the little button there, and then it says, oh, you want to use power from the USB, or oh, hey, you're using power from over here from the DC, you've got like an electric cooler plugged in, or hey, oh, you're using a vacuum, you've got AC drawing power out of these outlets. So the pure sine wave right here, 110 to 108 or 1800 watt, and these are all together. But it will tell you how much input is coming in from your solar panel, or from your AC, or from your vehicle, and how much power is drawing out, and give you an estimated amount of time, which I love. Alright, so the dimensions on the Jackery comes in at about 13.5 inches by probably about 13 inches, and we're looking at about 10 inches there. Alright, and the solar panel, fully unfolded, you're looking at 47 inches by 21 inches. And when these are folded up, you're just looking at 24 inches by 21 inches. As far as weight goes, let's take a look. So 33 pounds, if you can see that. And the solar panels, they weigh in at just over 9 pounds each. Alright, time to go demonstrate how to set up the Jackery 1500 and get it charging. Alright, so as far as setup goes, it's really straightforward. Open up your panel. Get your kickstands open. Grab your cable. Grab your adapter. Plug your cable into your adapter, and then just plug the adapter into the front port right here, and then off you go. That's all there is to charging, as quick as that. See what we got charging wise. It says the input 83 watt. It says it's going to take 3 hours, and that's with one solar panel. I didn't plug in all of my solar panels because I just want to show what one is supposedly doing. So if you have 4 of them, then it'll finish charging pretty quickly. Alright, so just for fun, let's plug in the old Sigma to the Jackery Explorer and start running that, see how much power draw that pulls. So we're at 87%. Let's go ahead and we gotta turn on the little panel here that we're gonna use. See what happens here. 71 watt, there we go. What's cool is it tells you how long it'll run the Sigma, depending on how many watts it's chewing through. 13 hours. We're gonna see if it can power a Ryobi regular power saw here. Never tried this, so kind of in an emergency situation. the Jackery comes through once again. Kind of surprised it can do that. Alright folks, got the toaster plugged into the Jackery here. Put the AC on, and let's toast some bread here and see what happens. Actually, let's just toast one side here. Okay, so we got one side toasting. Check that out. We're almost 659 watt. That's a ton of power. Okay, we're going to toast the other side. Put this Jackery to the limit. There she goes, 1300 watts of power. Almost 1300 watts right there. And I can hear little internal fans kicked on. Okay, so toaster is pulling down the Jackery. We're at 85% here, and that's been probably just 1 minute, but we're cranking out almost 1300 watts of power output. So you can pull these things down fairly quickly if you put enough wattage drain on these things. Like this. 1400, we're coming up on 1500. We got a slow cooker plugged in, you guys. 1421 watt. Alright, so time to start the positives of the Jackery 1500 right now. So the biggest selling point and the biggest positive is the obvious. With this, they basically wanted to make a unit where people don't have to think about, you know, what solar panel do I need, what cables do I need. They basically made a product where it's basically idiot proof. So this is the unit for people that don't want to have to mess with going out and trying to figure out, you know, mixing and matching cables and panels and, oh geez, what unit do I need? How much wattage do I need? This is basically the unit for those people that don't know how to do solar. So this is a great unit for that, and that's a really strong selling point right there. Okay, so huge positive number 2 is just this display panel, and it's not even touch screen, which is even better. But it tells you your input wattage, your output wattage, gives you estimated time of usage when you're running a device, and I just love this thing. And also I do love the buttons that you have to actually activate the panel of what you're using. Tells you that you're using the AC panel over here. It's a 110, and I just love this front panel, the way they've got it set up, so easy to use. Just user friendly. Alright, so another huge positive is that you have multiple ways to charge this. So you can charge it off of just regular AC. You can actually charge it off of a vehicle. You can also charge it off of solar, which is great for the cabin, remote places, camping, RVing, whatever. Alright, so 2 more positives is this unit's really lightweight. It comes in at 33 pounds, and then the solar panels are like 9 pounds. The other really cool positive thing on these is the solar panels actually have USB-A and USB-C plugs on them, so you can plug in to just the panel if you want to with your iPhone or tablet or whatever you need to charge up. Alright, so let's cover some of the drawbacks of the Jackery 1500 Explorer. So the first thing I noticed when I was charging it outside, we were building a pavilion up at the cabin, had it outdoors, I was getting it charged up and stuff, and all of a sudden I kind of could hear this humming sound or this noise, and I was like, what is that? And I walk over here, and the thing's got an internal fan spinning, and it was obviously trying to cool itself. The unit's in some shade, but I've got the panels out in the full sun and the fan's still going. It's like, are you serious? So it's like charging up, but it's running a fan while it's trying to bring in solar to charge itself. And so I was just kind of annoyed with that. Maybe all these units have an internal fan that has to run. It's like, really? Alright, so another big drawback with the Jackery 1500 is these 8mm ports. So I was able to get something other than a Jackery solar panel to work with them, but apparently people, it's few and far between. I guess you pretty much have to buy the Jackery solar panels. Alright, so the last drawback is that these guys are using a lithium-ion battery, which is great. It saves a ton on weight, and so the unit is lighter. But had they used lithium ion phosphate, I think is the batteries they're going with now, then you'd get a lot more than just 500 cycles out of this unit. Alright, so my overall conclusion on the Jackery 1500 Explorer is this is a great unit for those of you that don't want to have to think about what solar panels am I going to get, that's going to work with a great power source, that's going to have the right adapters and everything. This is all included, everything that you need in one box. And so if you have a cabin that's off-grid, if you do a lot of RVing, if you do a lot of camping, this is the unit for you. I've got a cabin that's off-grid, maybe 800 square feet. I run power tools, I run an electric cooler, and I do a lot of small projects and stuff like that, and it's just perfect for that. I'll go out there, the panels are lightweight, this is super portable. I can get up there, I can get set up super quick, and it's just easy and off you go. So I would give it 2 thumbs up. I would recommend it. I would give it 4 out of 5 stars, and the reason I'm taking off a star is because they're not using the latest battery technology, and it does save some weight, but it only gives you 500 cycles when they could possibly push it up to maybe 2,000 or more cycles on some of the competitor units. The other reason is they basically are making you buy their solar panels, which do have a really good output. They're very efficient, but they're also kind of expensive. So it is a great unit. There's a link in the description where you can find these items, you guys. Alright, so hopefully you found this video really helpful. Please leave a comment, let me know what you think of the Jackery, how you're using it, and where you're using it. Please be sure and check the link in the description where you can find this, along with the solar panels as well. Please be sure and like and subscribe to the channel. Also check out these other videos I've got going on, and I'll catch you guys later.